This is a horror game podcast. It is meant for mature audiences. It may contain shocking revelations, violence, and sexual themes. Viewer discretion is advised. Greetings, fellow investigators, and welcome to our video podcast, Into the Darkness, where my friends and I are playing the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. I'm your host, Thom Raley. The scenario is Rural Meltdown. It was written by Keith Craig, who is also our keeper of arcane lore, and this is a one-shot. So without any further delay, let's begin our journey into the darkness. Keith.
Thank you, Thom. Our scenario takes place in New Madrid County Hospital in Missouri in June of 2023. The rural part of the Ozarks has been decimated by three sharp jabs to the body. In the 90s, the crystal meth epidemic ravaged the population, followed in the 2000s by the fentanyl crisis, and then in 2020, COVID hit. The public health sector is struggling as more and more cuts have being made by the government, and the heroic health workers working at the community hospitals are at their wits end. Unfortunately for our group of investigators, they've been hit with the county's been hit with another blow. A new trendy drug has emerged on the scene, buzzed. It's injected into the bloodstream by the users, and it gives them a high, but it's the withdrawal that's even worse. They'll constantly want to get more of the drug to resist the withdrawal effects. It's starting to lead to people dying. Yes.
And the name of the drug was?
Buzzed. B-U-Z-D-T. Buzzed. All right. We will join our party as they're coming in for work, and start off with the staff meeting with the administrator, Matthew Thomas. All right, come in, everyone. We got a long day ahead of us. We are the triage hospital for the county for this week. Like going. Dr. Holliday, how is your resident doing? Is he ready for this?
Oh, I think it's a good ringer to put him through. He's a competent doctor.
Good. About Nurse Gaylor, how's the other nurses doing? Are any more calling sick?
Hey, we're always short-handed here. You know that, Mr. Thomas.
Yeah. And well, remember you got the orderlies to help out with things where they're legally allowed to. Now, unfortunately, yeah, they do good work. Unfortunately, Governor Parsons has decided to divert some more funds away from public health. Apparently, chasing down possible voter fraud is a little bit more important for it than to help out the residents of the state. So we'll just have to be careful. Dr. Holliday, what that's going to mean is that you're going to have to make some hard choices. The adrenaline that's helping to revive some of the overdoses, it's limited. If you don't think there's a chance, we're just going to have to, go back with CPR and stuff. But sometimes you just got to let people go, unfortunately.
Does just like Narcanol work on this particular overdose drug?
We haven't tried it. You could try it out. We've just been mostly kind of the heart stopping, just kind of shock it back into to beating. Yeah. Orderlies, the second story bathroom that's closed. We couldn't afford to get a plumber out to fix it, so just make sure that the signs are out and all. Okay. Like going.
Now we're in a small hospital.
Yeah, you're at the county hospital, essentially.
Okay.
People that
So
don't have health insurance.
2 floors. This all?
Three
Three
floors.
Okay.
Yeah.
Basement, morgue.
Yeah, there is a morgue. Mm-hmm.
All right.
They're going. All right. Good luck, everyone. If you need anything, you know how to reach me. I'll be on the phone trying to call with the other hospitals, trying to get some drugs that we might need.
Well, Francesca, I'd like you to make sure that the nurses are distributed as well as they can be throughout the hospital wherever they're needed. Carl, Daniel, help out wherever you can. Dr. Martin, let's get to the patients and see what the hell's going
on. Keeper, what are the symptoms of a buzzed overdose?
A buzzed overdose, the eyes, they've got a little bit of their capillaries in the eyes have burst. Lots of times some of the teeth might be broken. It's theorized they're clenching their jaw very tightly. And, essentially like a very, very severe heart attack.
You said it's injectable?
It is a injectable drug is how people are using it.
Right. Are they having muscle control? Or do we have to strap them down? They swing their fists.
No, it's more like they just tighten up and stuff. They're not swinging around, but yeah, it's like every muscle in their body suddenly contracts. And
Keith, is it primarily a stimulant drug? Like it like amps people up, or does it kind of
yeah. It's more like a methamphetamine.
Okay.
So it's a hallucinogen as well.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, let's get to work. Grab my clipboard.
All right. So you guys head out there. You've got a couple patients here. You've some of them are just older people that have fallen down, hurt themselves, but you do have a couple people that are recovering from overdose that you were able to save. Yeah, they're in tremendous amount of pain as they're going through the withdrawals.
So we'll start at one end of a ward and work our way.
Okay.
You got it, Chief.
All right. So you're going along at about the 5th room. This one is where Jack Ferguson, he was there. When you come in, you see that he is not breathing.
Code blue. I think that's what that is.
Sure.
Code blue.
Mm-hmm.
I'm probably running in at this point. Yeah.
Yeah.
Compressions.
Doctor, do you want to administer the Narcan?
Well, he's not breathing at the moment. We got to get him breathing again. So we'll ventilate, and then I'll check his vitals, give him a dose of, I don't know what they do. You said adrenaline.
Yep, adrenaline. Yep.
Something to get him going, and then once he stabilizes, we'll try the Narcanol.
Okay. The chest compressions and the ventilation, you're getting no response.
Okay.
Is this a person who had come in with signs of taking buzz?
Mm-hmm.
How old are they?
Probably at most 20.
Okay, young.
Okay. Oh, you would know how old they are. They'd be on there. They're 20.
Yeah.
And how long ago were they admitted?
They were admitted yesterday.
And we're not getting anything. It's not fibrillating. It's just his.
No.
Is his heart beating?
No.
Uh,
Is he cold to the touch?
He is, yeah, you estimate that he probably passed away an hour or so ago
oh,
based
okay.
on the.
Right. So
Uh,
there's the brain.
Mhm.
right.
Too.
The patient is deceased. Mark the time,
Mhm.
Yes.
and
Yes, Chief.
let's and follow. There's got to be procedures, so follow the
Yep.
procedures,
So go
and
through.
we have to move on to the next patient.
While you're kind of moving on to the next patient, Francesca, you're still in there. His left arm, which has track marks in it, and what you notice is in the elbow, it looks like the skin is necrotizing, and it's turning a greenish color. You'd think it was gangrene, but it doesn't got that cheese smell that comes with gangrene.
Thanks for that visual, Keith.
That's right. Bring all senses into it.
I'll make a note of it at least. But I know that the doctors are both busy, so I'll note it as something kind of off nominal and do my duties and move on to the next patient.
Okay. When they move on, orderlies, you know that it's once the doctor signed it off, it's part of your responsibility to take the body down to the cold storage.
Okay. So I'm assuming body's been bagged up. There's no need for.
No, that's your job.
That's our job is to put it in. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
All right.
we'll come in with a new stretcher so we can move the body from one to the other and
Mhm.
Yeah.
get him in a bag. I guess if that's what we're supposed to do.
Okay. When you kind of moving to the new stretcher, the arm you see it kind of collapses in the elbow, how your arm will just go straight. It bends completely the other way, like the joint is completely destroyed.
Oh,
Wow.
whoa. What did he do to his arm?
I don't know. I've
Man,
never
this,
seen something like this.
this shit is crazy. Like it is doing some crazy things to our bodies. Look at that. Look at that shit on his neck. Like, oh God, let's just get him in the bag. We need to get him into the freezer.
Yeah. So
But
you
I
kind
imagine
of.
there's, I don't know hospital procedures, obviously, but I imagine that we go do our rounds and then we have to call his parents or whoever.
Right,
Yeah.
his next of kin and everything. Yeah,
They might be waiting down in the waiting room, but we've got to get everybody done first.
right. Yeah. Okay. You guys wheel him on down to the morgue. You're going to put him in one of the things in the wall that you see in movies. I don't know if those are actually there.
Yeah. And
Mhm.
I figured there's probably like some paperwork, like we check him in, maybe.
Yeah, you
Speaking
log
of more
where
for
he's
sure.
at, and yeah,
Six
Pathology,
Modern is probably all on
pathology
computer now.
lab. Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
The county coroner is not here right now, but he'd be the one that you would kind of log it in with.
Okay.
Yeah, let's just get it in the freezer. I'll make a note of it in the computer. I got my Epic badge here. I can make a note in there.
Okay. Yeah, I'll stick him in the freezer.
Bag him and tag him.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So after you finish the rounds, the first hour of the day, is quite hectic, as you go in and you check everyone out, give people the medicine that they need. Maybe you send some people home because, they're better, and, hospitals are a pretty bad place to catch diseases. So you want to get people out of there quickly as it is. And about that time, when you're finally getting that little bit of a okay, we're caught up, you hear the siren sound of a ambulance's siren pull it up.
Right? We're short staffed. We got to get I'll go straight to the emergency.
And I'm standing by as well. Just,
Yeah.
checking out the situation.
All right. So
I'll, in fact, go out front as they pull up so that I can check his vitals as we're coming in.
Okay. All right. So they pull out of the back on a gurney a woman. She looks like she's probably about 8.5, almost 9 months pregnant. She is sweating profusely. She's breathing very heavily, and her and she's like going, I just one more hit. That's all I need. Just one more hit. And the paramedics, Doc, this is Jane. We were unable to get a name, but she was found laying on the side of the street.
Pregnant. All right, we got to get her in.
Is she in active labor? Or is it just she's just in withdrawals or something?
She's probably not within withdrawals. She is in active high.
Have we found anything that postpones or limits the power of withdrawals? Like I know for DTs, people get benzos.
Probably too soon to know at this point.
If we can narcotize her a bit with morphine, will that get her through the? Or
I don't know. Do you do that with a pregnant woman?
I mean, I don't think you'd give a pregnant woman any more buzzed.
No
problem, and
don't necessarily put her on Narcanol. That'll throw her into.
Well, if she's not in labor and all she is high, I mean, do we need to have her here? That's the other thing.
Have it come off of it.
Come off of it and turn her loose.
When you say that, Francesca, the paramedic goes, we brought her. He's like, you check out her pants. She's got a leakage coming out of her anus.
Okay.
Great.
Well, let's get her into her room.
Yeah. And when they, of course, once you take it, they, go up to the front desk and get all the paperwork signed, and then they do all their sterilizations.
Is there anyone with her, or is it just her?
No.
I'm kind of observing her and just like her affect. Can I tell like if she's going to be a fighter? Like I'm trying to figure out if she's going to be like someone I'm going to have to like really keep an eye on, because sometimes with meth it's like,
I
like,
can get
really over the top. Sometimes they're chill, it just really depends.
I'll let you decide which type of role you want for that. You can either do a psychology or a medicine.
Okay, I don't think I have either of those. But I guess like just like as like an intelligence check.
Yeah, I'll give you intelligence.
I've seen this shit,
Yeah.
I've been around a lot of people. I feel like I might have like a sense of what I'm working with.
I gotcha. Yeah.
Let's see. That was a pass on an intelligence roll, regular.
Okay. No, you don't expect that.
Okay, I'm not free. I'm working on other stuff. I'm like, yeah, she'll get through it. Poor thing.
So, who's rolling her in?
I mean, I can take the lead on it. I don't know. I know our doctors are busy. I can always, process her. Get the paperwork and get her in a room.
It's triage. We
transition. Yeah.
Okay.
We figure out who needs the help the most quickest.
All right. Yeah, you get her rolled into the room and start doing the triage there. So is the resident working on it or the senior doctor?
Both.
Both. Okay.
I'm kind of interested in trying to monitor the fetal health.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So if he's on her head and chest, I can be checking the belly out and also maybe cleaning up and looking at whatever's coming out of her.
Okay. Yeah. No problem. So you kind of remove her her pants. And when you do, the underwear is kind of full of bloody, pussy chunks.
People
Probably a
chunks.
little fecal matter in it too, because it was coming out of the back end.
But it's also
Necessary?
chunks of her.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Is it like organ meat? Was it fetus?
It is not fetus. No. No, as you kind of
She's sloughing off part of her intestine.
Yeah.
Yep.
Dissolution of the bowel is,
Yeah.
she might need a colostomy.
We might need to prep an IQ unit. She might need to have an emergency cesarean because, she's going to go septic unless we can stop this up.
Are there any other doctors?
No. You guys are the doctors. Yeah. So, and Dr. Holliday, you said you were kind of working up in the upper area, checking her out.
Well, I probably did a cursory. I'm pretty sure she's on that same drug.
Yeah. But this
but
time when
then-
you're doing
Go
the
ahead.
cursory around her, like kind of like behind the ear as you're kind of there, you feel a spot and it feels like it's almost, there's
Ball.
flesh there, but underneath it, instead of muscle, you feel like almost a liquefied.
So I turn her head and start to examine it. Does it seem like the bone itself is dissolving?
Yeah. And like it's feeling like the bone's kind of dissolving, and there's like an abscess in there or a pustule filling up with.
Martin, what do you make of this? It's the back of her skull. It's almost as if the bone itself is dissolving.
Is she still rolling her eyes and occasionally asking for another hit, or is she unconscious?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember hearing years ago there was some street drug in Russia that, would mess
All
up your
bones?
flesh something serious, but I've never heard of anything that would eat bone.
You think that if anything was damaging that, or maybe there's a clue there. Maybe it's drawing calcium and softening the bone. If the calcium is being drawn out.
She's injecting in the crook of her arm.
When you look, she does not have the signature marks in the crook of her arm.
Jane, where are you shooting?
She's like going, but my mother would, if she knew, so I do it between my toes.
I'll have a look down.
I need to order blood tests, looking for calcium deficiency, especially in whatever the battery of
Probably
tests is.
probably she's going to need actually somebody else's blood. She's going to need a
Maybe.
As you kind of look at it, you start seeing the capillaries in her eyes start to pop.
Yeah.
And you said dissolution of the bowel as well. So, yeah, what is this drug that they're taking that's destroying the physical body? Got to keep moving.
Mm-hmm.
So there's got to be other nurses and assistants and things that are taking care of blood. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you're going to try and draw some blood?
Get the vampires in here to draw the blood and get it tested and back to a stat.
Okay.
Yeah, the doctors, 2023, the doctors aren't going to draw the blood. They're going to have people that specially do that.
Yeah, the phlebotomists or
The
whatever.
phlebotomists, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
The ambulance driver said they just picked her up off the street, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Did we recognize that part of town? Is it where there's an encampment, or does it seem like she was dropped off like by the highway? What indication do we have based on where they picked her up?
Uh, where you picked her up is kind of it's how like if you go out into the country, there's a lot of unmarked, unpaved roads, and that kind of lead onto one of the few paved roads that are there. So they picked her up off of where the unpaved road meet the paved road. She was kind of collapsed at that intersection.
So that seems like somebody dumped her, right?
Yeah, or she wandered out there from a farmhouse or something. What is the
wander far in this condition?
What is the police like in this town?
You've got your typical sheriff that spends more time in his chair, leaned back, and you got two deputies.
Oh, wow. Let's see if we can get the sheriff on the phone. Tell him we are swamped out here, but we could at least send them out to do some tasks, like go out to that road, see if they can find an abandoned car or a farmhouse or some reason why she was there and who she belongs to and who she is.
Mm-hmm.
I imagine the crime is not very high out here in the country, so unless they're busy. Hopefully they're not busy.
Yeah.
We just need some help.
Oh. All right. Orly, what are you doing?
Yeah, I guess like I'm wondering, since it is like a smaller place, like I wouldn't possibly recognize this girl at all. Like,
Give me a luck roll.
Oh, that's a pass. Yeah.
Oh.
9 out of 55. Okay.
Oh, nice. Yeah, this is Karen Jones.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now that he brings that up, if it's a small town, I mean, who's the regular, doctor, the family doctor? I'm obviously a hospital doctor. There's got to be a family doctor out there that deals with a lot of these people.
Mm-hmm. Now they probably go over into Tennessee, just across because Memphis is the closest large city to this. Yeah.
So Karen Jones, and do I know her?
Karen Jones, she
mid-30s. So just
so Karen Jones, she is a she was a waitress at the local diner. She became pregnant. The talk of the small town, because everyone knows your business in a small town. Talk of the small town was it was with the manager of the diner, who is married. He of course denies it, and she is kind of fending for herself. She's always been known to have kind of a drug issue. It was mostly marijuana, but she said you'd heard that she was trying not to do that because smoking's bad for fetal health. And
all right. Oh man, that's sad. Known her for a while, and her family. So hopefully she gets through this.
Maybe you can grab a moment, see who of the family you can get on the line.
Yeah.
I'm not, if they have a chance to speak to her while I'm concerned about the sepsis issue.
I'll, I don't know her family's number, but I'll call the diner and see if they've got like an emergency contact on file.
And Nurse Gaylor, we'll say you were kind of in there supervising the blood draws and everything. You, as she's laying there, she's kind of going back and forth. When she turns her head, she rubs her ear on the pillow, and her ear comes off.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna work to get that. I have to let the doctors know if there's a chance they can reattach it at all. Um, Dr. Baranowski, look, I don't know if there's anything you can do.
We
Should
could
I
we
just clean
could
the area and
clean it, bandages, put the ear in refrigeration. I feel like whatever, I mean, maybe it's not just this drug. Maybe she had, I mean, it seems like something's dissolving her that's really aggressive. This isn't some, this kind of physical trauma couldn't, the
it
high
can't possibly
is,
come from a methamphetamine. This
Does it
is absurd.
look like some
can
sort
we
of
get a
flesh-eating
transfusion
bacteria?
so that we can get whatever this is in her system out? Let's let's get an IV in her and also set up a blood transfusion because if there's any chance that this isn't going to eat her up, it's
You
going to
know,
be replacing.
the patient, the young man this morning, he had some necrosis at his injection site. Something I hadn't seen before in patients that use buzzed.
I was unaware of that also. I wonder if there's a particularly tainted batch that's come into the county recently, and we're not dealing with the drug
But still,
itself, but
was
some.
this an injection site for her right here? I can't.
No, what do her feet look like?
Oh, is it
Speaking of
going to
which,
look at her feet? Who's removing her shoes and socks?
I would probably, yeah, I'll do
Okay.
that.
When you do that, when you remove the shoe, the socks are wet with
Oh, I'm sure it smells horrible too.
oh yeah, it smells bad. When you remove the sock, the toes come with it.
Oh,
Okay, great.
And where the wound is, sorry, Julie, you can see like the tendrils, for lack of a better word, the connective tissue
Hmm.
is actually moving, and some of it are like it'd be you can't believe that you must have missed it. It looked like some of them were kind of like whipping at each other, and where the big toe was, the bottom of the foot, it felt like the top of the foot, the big toe came in there and grabbed part of that and pulled it off.
Oh gosh.
I think I'm going to do a sand roll.
Okay, yeah.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Oh my heavens.
Nope,
I had,
failed.
I hadn't looked. I have a luck of 80 and a sanity of 35.
Failed.
Yes, it's failed. If you fail, 1d3.
All right, a full 3. Great.
Oh yeah.
I think I am probably looking around for a mask and like peppermint extract. I know that's really common. They'll like put it on the mask.
Okay, yeah.
I'm gonna
Again,
run
it's
out.
not. You're running.
Just gonna run and get a Coke or something.
Yeah.
let you take vapor rub. Yeah.
Dr. Holiday, I think potentially the best course of action is to at least deliver this baby. How far along is she?
She's
8 plus.
8 plus.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
no, she's probably to term. I think we should
Do we have an IQ in this county hospital?
I don't know.
Neonatal intensive care unit?
You do have places like incubators and
I was about to say I can always call another hospital, see if they can take the baby, but I think we need to deal with this.
Yeah, I think Chief,
we don't have an OBGYN though, so
I think you can probably perform a cesarean section.
This is less like a regular cesarean and more like an emergency separation, because if this stuff is already in the infant's blood and it's losing parts, then we don't have a chance.
I'll prepare an epidural.
Okay. Because if I'm in surgery, then I'm out of commission for an hour and a half or so. Is there any chance we could get her to another hospital?
Yeah.
They're likely to punt her right back to us without insurance.
Well, a bigger hospital can. Do they actually do that?
I have no idea, actually.
Uh,
Maybe probably not, honestly.
At the rate she's coming apart, I don't know that even
That's true.
a
All right.
helicopter is going
All
to
right.
be able to.
Yeah. All right. Well, I got to prep for surgery then.
Okay.
So,
So you prep. Yep. Got washed, and Nurse Gaylor gives her epidural. The needle goes in much easier than it should as it hits the skin. It just kind of just gives away some more comes.
Does the fetal health appear normal, like healthy heart rate,
Yep.
all
Yep.
side movement?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's starting to move quite a bit in there. That's, essentially it's where it's at is dying around it.
well, hopefully the
okay.
blood barrier. Yeah, it can't be infected.
I'm wondering if this might not be a type of bad batch of whatever this drug is, and I think we need to. Carl, could you go check on all of the other patients that were admitted that we know had taken this?
It's acting like a super bacteria or a virus that's flesh.
Yeah, we can make a quick trip around and see if anything is out of the ordinary.
Dr. Holliday, do you want me to assist, or do you want me to sort of be monitoring the rest of the?
Yeah, I think you need to get with the other patients. See,
I can assist. I can assist the delivery if you need,
okay.
Doctor.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we get all sterilized.
All sterilized, and doctor, give me a medicine roll. But with the nurse assisting, I'll say you can use a bonus die.
Oh, well, let's see, I'm going to need it. Okay. The first roll I got was a 90. The second one I got was a 6.
Okay, yeah. So, yeah.
That's an extreme.
So it's probably been a long time since you've had to do a cesarean, but you kind of you cut her open, get the uterus out. You get the baby out. It is a baby boy, and it starts crying. You cut the umbilical cord and all. But what you do notice when you kind of get inside the mother, as you predicted, the intestines are just completely, yeah.
Dear God. Yeah, this is something more than drugs. This is a hyper infection of some sort. That's a dirty needle.
Yes,
ad astra. So Jesus Christ. You orderlies have to clean up, but
baby has healthy vitals. Checking. Maybe.
I take the baby's out. Baby's safe, but I look at Shane or Karen, and I'm like, there's nothing I can do.
No.
I mean, she's literally dissolving.
Yeah, and she's, when you kind of look down, you notice that like she didn't her body didn't survive the trauma of the epidural being cut open and her internal organs dissolving themselves.
Yeah. So I don't know if I close her up or do I just leave her here and.
We should be extremely careful, doctor, moving between these patients and any patient that has not come into contact with this drug.
We need to actually quarantine this room temporarily. And then we need to go into the other room and completely sterilize ourselves. Oh, Jesus Christ. And that baby needs to be washed and cleaned very well.
Of course, yeah.
All right.
Baby also needs to be quarantined because we don't know if it's covered in bacteria or not, We'll do everything that we can.
Right, yeah.
But I do think that we need to have administration put in a phone call to the bigger hospital and tell them that we have an infant and we're just so short-staffed right now. We need somebody to come and take the infant and
I'll arrange for a transfer, or I'll at least try to arrange for a transfer.
All right.
Okay.
I mean, the good thing is it's going to be in it's going to be in an oxygen box anyway, so it's relatively easy to keep it away from other.
Yeah.
You don't have to do that yourself. I'm sure there's administration in the hospital that's not.
Oh, that's true.
constant to
Mr.
medical
Thomas.
stuff.
Hopefully he can
Yeah.
arrange the transfer.
All right.
Oh yeah, Matt.
Boy, I'll tell you. Let's move on to the next one. It's going to be nonstop.
So during that cesarean, the orderlies were checking on the other presumptive buzzed patients. Anybody else getting the resolve?
Yeah, I was calling the Karen's diner.
Yeah.
So I was out in the hallway doing that, but that's essentially what I've been doing for the past 2-3 minutes.
Right. Yeah. So we'll come back to that, Carl. So your rounds checking out the other patients that have injected it. There's no change in them. They are, some of them, changing for the better because, as time goes by, the withdrawal symptoms, lessen, as days go by. But yeah, you're not seeing any
the necrosis on them.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's good news. It does suggest that we really need to get the sheriff's department involved and figure out if there's one bad batch that can do what it did to Karen. We need to locate that immediately and seize it, because as Doc Holliday pointed out, if this is if the toxin is transmissible without even a needle, if whatever she had could be spread from the copious amounts of personal matter she was losing, then we could have a terrifying outbreak.
Yeah. Well, we put in a phone call to Sheriff Burp, and he will. We can assess him with that situation.
Okay.
Somebody has to think about calling the CDC. If we have any idea that this is fair enough.
Yeah. What is it? One incident was surprise. The second incident was coincidence, and the
first patient was really the young man that died earlier this morning.
Right. So we have two that could still be a coincidence. The third one then is a pattern. That's usually the way.
We should see whether patient Ferguson continued to break down once he was.
Oh yeah, he's down in the morgue.
Yeah.
I don't care what procedure is. Let's put in at least a call to the CDC. Maybe they might have an idea what this is. Get a virologist.
Hey, Doc, you were mentioning the guy we put down there earlier. You noticed something weird with his arm. It collapsed in on itself as we were trying to put it in the bag.
Yeah.
Figured it was something with the injection or something, but considering what just happened with Karen.
I'd like Carl, you and Daniel to go sanitize yourselves. You have to take a shower.
So I just wanted to I didn't go in the room, but I did look in the window. But I can do that.
Well, you helped get the body out of the bed and stuff. So.
From earlier.
Yeah,
Ferguson. Yeah. Maybe you should have a look at
Ferguson.
Ferguson and see if he kept breaking down, and then afterwards give yourself a double clean, because we need the information, but you'll want to sanitize afterwards.
But Carl, you said you had called the diner.
Yeah.
So when you called up, answer is like, "This is George's."
Hey, this is Carl over at County. Do you got an emergency contact on file for Karen Jones?
She has her mother as her emergency contact. If her mother's sober.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Yeah.
See, it's 9 a.m. Yeah, she's probably a couple pints in.
Yeah.
Let's yeah, go ahead and give me the number and I'll give her a call. I can't talk about it over the phone, you know how it is.
I understand. He's like going, hey, and despite what the town said, that baby's not mine.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No worries about that, man.
All
Just
right, all right.
yeah,
I mean,
keep it on the hush that I called you. It'll get
of
out
course.
soon enough. You know how this goes.
Oh yeah, yeah. He passes you the phone number.
Okay. All right. So I'll call mom then.
Yeah.
Or
So mom answers. She's got a little bit of a slur to her speech, but she is still somewhat lucid. So yeah, yes.
hi there, ma'am. You don't know me, but I'm calling from the county hospital.
She popped that kid.
Uh, well, and I'm kind of looking back. I can't really see from here. Well, she's in real bad way, ma'am. Is it safe for you to drive right now?
Oh yeah, I've driven after a 12 pack before.
Okay, is there anyone else there that can drive you? Is Johnny Boy over there? I know sometimes he's over in that part of the park.
Uh, oh, oh, my neighbor usually
Okay.
he might be able to help me out if you're that worried about it and all. He ain't got nothing going
Yeah,
on.
she's in a real bad way and she could use her mama right now.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I'll be out there. Besides, it's gonna be a grandmother, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Just you make sure to get out here and be safe about it. We
All
don't want to
right.
see we don't want to see you here as a patient too.
Oh yeah, we still pass out cigars. Is that what we still do?
No, can't do that no more, but you can do that when you get back home, okay? All right,
Okay.
I gotta
Yeah.
go. I gotta go.
Uh,
It's real busy
oh.
here.
All right. Okay. So,
Okay, so then I'm gonna kind of head back to the room and I'll kind of just look through the window. And at this point, I think, yeah,
yeah.
I think I've seen enough.
All right. So, Dr. Holiday said that you guys wanted to quarantine the room. How are you going to go about that? Like,
Don't want them to go in there
mhm.
I mean, someone needs
until
to
we
clean it
get
up and
somebody.
sterilize the room. That's the problem. So
Yeah.
I'd like to get somebody from the CDC out here. I don't want everybody infected with whatever this, because it doesn't seem to be the drug. It seems to be something related.
Well, we had that UV light out here during COVID, but of course that broke, and now we don't got money to buy the new one. Otherwise, we could just stuck the UV light in there like we usually do with the COVID cases.
If it was a little bit later in the year, you could just run over to the Spirit Halloween store and get a bunch of black lights and stick them in there.
is that our only OR? Because if it is, we should
No,
probably okay.
you do have another operating room. Yeah.
Well, I figured that the hospital would have attire that we could wear, like a jumpsuit,
Oh,
like a
yeah.
disposable jumpsuit,
Yeah.
to
Mhm.
wear.
PPE. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. They definitely have that.
And so if we needed to clean up this lady,
Yeah, put on a
and
hazmat.
Yeah.
we
I
could
don't know. I don't know, Doc. Do you think it's safe to go in there, or should we wait for the authorities to get here?
I think we need you doing other stuff right now.
Okay.
Yeah, if we just seal the doors
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll
and
just put a big sign on it that says out of order.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
If you wait
But
long enough, then you just can take her out in a mop bucket too. So.
Mm,
David thought exactly the same thing I
some
did.
pine saw. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So,
no, I think I think we have to remove the corpse before we lock the OR. I don't think we can just leave her in there to dissolve. So
Okay, but that means we're gonna have to bring the body through through the hospital.
Yeah,
Well, he
say
has
just
med suit, put the body in a bag in the OR.
okay.
If you want to put an extra wrap of saran around it, we can't, I mean, the corpse has dignity, whatever.
If you can
And
find
also, it
a
might
way
need
to
to be
do it.
studied.
Yeah, if you can
Yeah.
find a way to do it,
Ugh,
do it quickly.
I don't know. If you think it's safe to talk, I'll go put on my PPE. Because I don't think they'll have like full on hazmat suits here. Like best I got is,
No.
Get a
a
little plastic
smock and
shield
a
over.
95. Yeah, face
Yeah.
shield. And 95
Double up.
lucky.
Yeah. Has the expiration date of like 1995. You're like, oh, okay.
Look, don't take any risks. Just and like I say, if we're busy doing other stuff, we'll just have to handle it if we have to handle it when we need to handle it. How many patients do we have right now? Other patients.
I rolled 10.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we've got way too much to do to.
Yeah. Now, not 10 drug patients, like the older lady that fell, now she's you just got her for monitoring and
Yeah, but they still need to be taken care of too.
exactly, yeah, they do.
Does Director Thomas have any pull with the sheriff?
He might, yeah.
If he can send out one of his deputies to cruise the area where Jones was found,
Mm-hmm.
or look for any indication of where she was dropped off.
Okay.
I assume she was horizontal when the ambulance picked her up, but maybe she left a trail or the vehicle that ditched her dead. Because again, if we have a contagion, we need to source that.
Yeah. Okay. If you ask him, I'll call up the sheriff. I'll get see if I can get a deputy out here.
I appreciate it. I have to tell you, the Holiday's already talking about the CDC. What this Jane Doe came in with, her name turned out to be Karen Jones. She came in with something real scary.
He's talking about calling the feds. Getting the feds, huh?
If whatever got Karen Jones gets out, it's going to make COVID look like, I don't know, seasonal affective disorder.
Oh. Think people actually believe it? It's happening though?
They will believe it when they start seeing people dissolve into goo.
Oh my God. Yeah. Well, maybe he does need to call the CDC, at least they got some funds that could actually help us out.
It might actually do the county some good if it's anything. I mean, I guess the best case scenario is that she had some genetic anomaly that responded to the drug in some crazy way, but she's the second patient who overdosed and is starting to get hard tissues become soft.
Oh.
Yeah.
Mm.
But, probably you get to name the newborn because I don't think his grandma's going to notice either way.
Oh God. Yeah. Yeah. Sometimes I wonder why I left St. Louis.
Yeah. Well, I mean, residents go where they're sent, but
yeah.
Maybe we were sent here for a reason.
Maybe. Let me call the sheriff. I'll tell him we need a deputy. Yeah. Okay. All right.
I have a question, Keith. How long
Yes.
has this drug been on the market? Like, how long have we seen patients coming through the hospital?
About 5 or 6 months.
Okay. And it's just now that we're seeing whatever.
Yes. Yeah. People have been overdosing, but that's
not
drugs.
like it's it's not this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So.
And this is the first time we've seen this necrosis.
Yes.
Right.
All right. So next patient.
Mm-hmm. So, did you go through the other patients? Like, when Dr. Baranowski went through. You do your rounds. They're
get the blood
stable.
tests back. Was there a severe calcium deficiency?
Oh, so the blood tests, when you ask the phlebotomist about that, it goes, it was doc, and they're kind of pale, and they're like, doctor, it was weird. I had the blood in the I was trying to put it on for the microscope, and when I went to put it there, the needle melted away. And when I looked at it, I was able to get it onto the slide. I protected myself, got it under there. The blood was still showing viability. Like it was moving around, and some of the cells were attacking each other.
Or some sort of infection, or all right, thank you. Oh, yeah. I think I will now go. If I'm in between patients, I'll go straight to the phone and call the CDC.
Okay. Yep. So you call, you get the classic phone tree when you call a federal agency.
Sure.
And
I mean, there's probably I'm sure there's probably a familiar procedure.
Yeah.
We have a class 2 infection of some sort that is causing rapid necrosis of soft and hard tissues. And we don't know what to do.
Okay, so
send 10 doctors.
Yeah. We didn't send 10 doctors when AIDS broke out. We're not gonna send 10 doctors for he's like going he's like, can you send me an email with the things? I'll start going through Davis's book on diseases and disorders, and we'll get someone to head out there. We'll start getting the orders cut.
I will send all available data in the computer, including the photographs or, everything.
Okay.
Lab tests, everything. It's gone.
Okay.
Touch of a button.
Yeah.
CDC.
CDC, yeah. So then you're on a government computer, so it's got to scan every attachment, and 10 minutes later it leaves. So
our hospital computers are probably on a closed loop system, right? They're not. You can't hack into them. They're not.
Well, like closed loop in the sense like you could just like
somebody can't hack in from the
CDC.
outside, or
oh no, they can. Yeah, well, there's a big hospital chain here in town that just got hacked big time. Yeah.
You can hack into about anything. So okay, all right. So you sent that off, but that like it'll be a bit before you hear anything from them.
Sure. I hope that there's just like a moment we look out the window and these big black vans roll up and all the CDC people come running out and in their hazmat suits and
federal government
put us
never
in the back of a truck, and we're never heard from
like in
again.
a movie.
Yeah. That's how it works.
So as far as New Madrid goes, is there a trailer park where most of the is there a locale? Are there tents off the off a rural highway, or is there
So
a trailer park where the poorest live, or is
there is a trailer park, but it's also because you're down in the Ozarks, and there are a lot of people that live off the grid. Up in the hills and in the woods and stuff. You're kind of by the Mississippi River, so there's a lot of places where people can go because they don't want to be bothered by the authorities. Yeah.
do we know, is there a rumor at least about where Buzzed came from? Was it a lab in the US? Was it
So it was a not they're probably not a rumor, but there has been people that have analyzed it. It seems like it's mostly made from common chemicals you could buy at like a grocery store. The drain cleaner is mixed with bleach, everything that like you would never want to inject in yourself. But someone figured out, hey, if I cook this down,
Yeah.
it gives me a high because you're essentially injecting poison into you.
Somebody experimenting with
Mhm.
household
I-
chemicals.
I don't think anyone's checked on the body in the morgue, so I would like to go do that.
Okay.
Suit
So,
up, please?
suit up. All right. All right. So, Francesca, so you go there, you go down the steps to the morgue. Descending down the staircase, you've seen it many times, is that classic green cinder block tile. And maybe it's got one light that's kind of flickering because the orderlies don't have a ladder where they can actually get up there and reach to the bulb to change it out. When you get down to the morgue, there's four vaults where they would put people, and you get there and you notice that one of the vaults, the door is kind of canted out a little at the bottom, and there's streaks of liquid that looks like it came leaking out of it.
Great. I'll put on gloves and open the drawer.
Okay. When you open up the drawer, you see that the body bag is completely collapsed, and the bottom of where the feet would have been, it is gone. It's like completely dissolved, and part of the door on the inside is also melted away like a acid.
Great. Okay. So yeah, I'm immediately backing out of this space, paging the doctor to let him know that the morgue is also similarly compromised as the OR, and then I'm gonna go sanitize, take a shower.
I've never in my life heard of anything that could do this. I mean, other than the alien from Alien. And that's not real.
Could these
Some
two
sort of
people be
acid.
could these two people be connected in some way?
That's a
That
good
both of them were
question.
exposed to some outlying agent that caused this.
What do we know where Jack Ferguson is from?
He is from New Madrid.
Is he from anywhere near his address, anywhere near Jane or Karen?
No, he lived in a shack a little bit to the north of the trailer park.
So there's not like a creek that runs through both their areas or
No.
anything like that.
Is Karen's and her mom in the trailer park?
Yes.
So they're relatively proximate in a somewhat dispersed area.
Hmm.
Who brought Ferguson in? Did he come on his own?
He did come in on his own. Yeah, because he was complaining about his heart, and he was starting to get kind of.
His family needs to be talked to
We need to
too.
call the ambulance because they're running sick people. We need to tell them they need to sanitize their vehicle.
Yeah.
I'll call them. I'll call the ambulance company and let them know. I'll also ask if they've seen any other cases like this, like and sent to other hospitals.
Mm-hmm.
As far as we know, these are the first 2 cases, so it's something that's really recent.
Is this a very industrial area? Like are
No.
there
Mm-mm.
chemical plants or anything? No.
No.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not that kind of a doctor. We need somebody from the CDC to tell us that it's a biological agent that's or a
I know, I'm just
chemical or
considering
a
all the
life form.
options.
Maybe it could be an amoeba of some sort.
And I'm literally wiping down my phone with alcohol wipes
Yeah.
and then Googling
We're
what
all souped up.
dissolves steel.
Okay. So you're doing a kind of a Google library. Give me a library use.
Be good at that. Pardon me, Kevin.
Or fluoroantimonic acid or something.
A regular success.
Okay. So with a regular, you're kind of going through, and you know how you get into that Google wormhole, as you keep kind of working your way down, and you find this. It grabs your attention because it mentions a melting disease.
Davis's diseases and disorders. There are many diseases and disorders that are mentioned in history. Many of these cannot be confirmed with modern science or could be explained as exaggerations of known diseases. Spanish explorers of the Mississippi River talk about a melting disease. Around what is now known as the Butte of Missouri, explorers warned each other not to drink the water within 10 miles of a bend in the river. They claimed that a group of conquistadors drank the water and soon died from their insides liquefying and exiting through the anus. When the native tribes of the Shawnee also mentioned this disease, and then after the earthquakes of 1811 and 1812, no more mention of the disease exists. The Mississippi River was altered by these large quakes, and perhaps the parasite that caused the disease was isolated when the river changed course and they died out without a water environment to live in. Well, we haven't had any seismic activity, but people are digging wells.
That they are.
But if people are injecting something made with this contaminated water directly into their veins,
It's a lot worse than drinking it.
right?
Well,
And if it can further contaminate what it hits, we need to get some sort of powder or something into the OR and the morgue and absorb this before it melts anything else. I wonder if we could there must be drums of like boric acid in the cellar. Dr. Otis, Chief, do you want to send the fellas down and try a couple of different drums? I mean, honestly, if we coat it with plaster of Paris and it seizes up, we're better off chipping that off later than we're letting it slosh around.
If in the blood analysis,
Mhm.
did it show acidosis? Is there high acid in it or alkali?
It is acidic.
Acidic. So
Yeah.
you want something like calcium carbonate or something base, baking soda, or
Baking soda's cheap.
yeah, something
Mhm.
like that. Yeah, I'd say so. If we have calcium carbonate drums in the basement for, I don't know what we would have them for, but whatever. We wouldn't want boric acid. That would just be adding acid to acid.
Give me a luck roll to see if there's any down there.
Talcum powder would probably work if we have talc.
I'm sure you got talc. Mhm.
Yeah, 58. What am I running? I'm sorry.
Luck to see if you had whatever you'd mentioned putting on the base.
Oh, yes, I passed 58.
Yep.
70.
Yep. Yeah, you do have some of that down in the stored in the basement.
Okay. Yeah, throw talc all over it. Make sure it's
Oh.
All right,
it
Doc.
is a carcinogen, but Whatever
I'll
the
go. I'll
equivalent
go
is.
down and fetch those barrels.
Okay. All right. Okay, so Carl, you're headed down into the basement.
Sure.
So as you descend down the familiar steps, and you got that one light still flickering that maybe you'd asked Daniel to change, and he just keeps coming up with the reason why he hasn't. But you know how when you go down into like basements and buildings, they've got all the pipes that are kind of just running along the ceiling because they're not going to cover it up with a drop ceiling or anything. Because as you go along, you hear a gurgling in one in the water pipe that would be running along, and a knocking, also not like someone knocking, but you know how like pipes will
Knock.
just make noise. Yeah, they knock, and
Damn, we're gonna have to call the plumber out here again. Water's always getting messed up out here.
yeah. But yeah, you go down, you find the barrels, no problem. And as you're coming back with them, you see one of that same pipe, you see kind of like go back and forth in its bracket,
What the hell? Oh my God, I don't know what's going on with that. I'm not like a plumber or anything, so I'm gonna just kind of keep going and just like, all right, I'm gonna have to let the EVS know to come down and check out these pipes. This place is old. Bet you they still got lead in these pipes.
Yeah. Asbestos in the ceiling.
Does the hospital have a maintenance crew?
The county does have a maintenance crew. You have one of them is here, but like, yeah. George is the maintenance guy.
As I'm like wheeling them up at the next phone, I'll
Mhm.
just make a call to maintenance. Hey George.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, them pipes are all messed up down in the basement. They're rattling around like something crazy.
Did someone use the second story bathroom? I told the administrator to tell people that one's off limits.
Oh shit. I put up a sign earlier, but I don't know, some of these people they
No,
just don't care.
they don't.
Sorry about that.
I'll start there. I'll check that out. I'm on the second floor already in the break room. I'll go there, and then I'll go down there and check it out.
All
Thanks.
right. Sorry about that.
Not your fault. I assume you didn't drop the deuce.
They got me bringing some big ass barrels up the stairs. It's Doc's being a pain in the ass. You know how it goes.
Oh yeah, the doc wasn't going to do that. Might break a nail or something.
Yeah. You know how these people go.
Mm-hmm.
All right, man. Talk to you later.
All right.
Francesca, remind me to fire the orderly. They left the intercom on. We can hear everything.
Got to relate to the people. All right. Okay. So about that time, the opens up, and you see Karen's mother comes in. She's walking pretty straight, and she's like, "Where's that baby? I'm here to see that baby."
This sounds like the kind of job that I get, either me or Francesca. Francesca, I'll flip for it.
All right. Tails.
It's on you. Oh no, you win. I guess it's on me. Tails. Like Tails, you get it. No, Tails, you win. All right.
If you want me to take it, Dr. Baranowski, I will. I'm not afraid to be.
The nice thing for me is that I haven't been here that long, so I don't have to hear that stuff, and they might not go off at me. And all I could do is send her home because she can't go into the NICU and pick up the contaminated infant and nuzzle it. I can ask her what she wants to call it, though. Right. I'll be right. Tell her I'll be right with her. And I rush over into his closet. A little of that. Mrs. Jones, is it?
Yes, 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 yes.
Uh, Thank you very much for coming in.
Oh,
I know you had little notice. We'll just have a seat here before I tell you about your grandson.
a little boy. I've been trying to convince Karen to name him Peter. Peter was the great love of my life, but you know, uh, God rest him, now I'm got him.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that loss. I'm Dr. Martin. Um,
Mm.
I have
Oh,
to tell you the bad news is that Karen didn't make it.
she didn't make it here, but I was called and said she was here.
She didn't make it through the emergency. You get to name Peter. Peter's gonna be your baby boy. He looks healthy, but we do have him quarantined right now because Karen had a very mysterious and severe illness. That's why we had to deliver Peter through an emergency cesarean. We'll give you all the documentation and be able to give you better explanations as we know more. But right now, I can let you wave at Peter through the glass. He's all bundled up. He's in a
Oh,
sterilized unit.
okay. And you don't need to make, she is kind of, the shock has kind of sobered her up. She's like going, we had our disagreements, but her being pregnant, it kind of was, we were reconciling over that. And
That's that. I'm happy to
what
hear
was
that.
she hit by a car or something? I mean, what?
I'm afraid that. Um, well, we don't know exactly what happened. There's a couple of cases of an infection. We were in touch with authorities local and farther away.
Hmm. I mean, she was going to see John, where she says she's going, and now she's dead.
John, also called Jack,
No, no,
different fellow.
no.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry,
yeah.
who's John?
John Katz. He lives up in the hills, a little north of us, but I think she was a little sweet on him and all.
That wasn't it wasn't Peter's father though. Oh, right, the
No.
situation at the restaurant.
Yeah, what? Hey, those without saying cast the first stone. I might have gotten pregnant before I was married too. So
Hospitals are certainly not places of moral judgment,
mm,
especially in times of loss. And
yeah.
we do have, of course, I have information for the chaplains, and we have grief counseling available. Be immediate. If you'd like, I can take you to look through the window and see little Peter. He's
Oh,
probably asleep.
oh yeah, I would like that. Hmm. So, so you can
Did
go.
so
Yep.
can I try a psychology roll about this John Katz figure?
What are you trying to figure out?
Why she's happy that her daughter was going to go see this guy, or whether there's something,
Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. Give me psychology.
if there's any sort of tell about that. Well, never mind.
Okay,
I'm
yeah.
I conveniently got rid of triple zeros.
There you go. That's the best
It's
time to get rid of it.
a safe outlet. I think she thinks he's a talking chimpanzee.
Yeah.
I
All
really
right.
misread that.
So you go take her up, and it's on the third floor where the babies are. And you escort her up there, and she gets there, and there's only two babies there. So she kind of looks, and she's like going, uh, why is his blanket, his swaddling clothes all wet? You guys didn't dry him off?
Well, we cleaned him up real good, but with the premature babies, especially, they can have sudden encomium. I'll get someone in to clean little Peter up right away. I'm glad we came up.
Yeah. I mean, like all I see, I assume you just got him covered up. I can't, maybe turned. I can't see his head, but yeah, it's just, and you look, it looks like a wet blanket that's got a mass underneath it.
Yeah, so let's go on downstairs and get you a coffee, and I have a couple of things for you to sign, or I'll turn you over to the paperwork people, and
Okay.
we'll officially name him Peter.
Oh, I appreciate that. He's like going, huh, must be some new thing. I didn't have a cesarean, I had him the way God intended.
Is that a psych roll? The the
Uh,
the wet bundle of Eraserhead stuff?
a sanity roll?
That's what I mean, yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah, probably because you're probably kind of coming to the conclusion I'm wanting to lead you to.
I mean, I thought the kid might have come out all right. Well, yeah, again, starting sanity of 35, that's also a failure.
Okay. We'll just do a 1d4.
That's less than last time. That's good news.
Okay.
2 again. 2 and 2.
Right.
Yeah, so I'm gonna hustle her down and out as soon as I can, or turn her over to somebody who can do some bureaucracy. And then I'm
Yeah.
gonna buzz Dr. Otis and say, we need to get the other infant out of the neonatal unit ASAP. I think we lost that. I think that infant was
That's
already.
our third. That's our third incident.
We have 3 for the CDC.
It's definitely a pattern.
We have a name also, Doctor. There's a fellow in the woods named John Katz, and if we can locate him and he's near this historic area of toxic water, then we might have some kind of lead in hopes of locking this down. But
Yeah. Okay. And I will send an update to the CDC
Okay.
and tell them that it's now an emergency.
yeah, send somebody up to take pictures in the neonatal unit, because
They'll have to fly somebody out here. Yeah.
I think it's sufficiently urgent. Could go and
All right. Everybody
wash
needs
up.
to mask up. Everybody needs to mask up. I'll put out a general announcement. I don't know what it is.
Yeah,
Code 17.
Mhm.
Everybody needs to mask up.
Okay. About that time you put out the code 17, you see the door opens and you see a deputy come in.
Yeah, get him a mask.
Because mask, he's like, we doing this again? It's like,
Uh-huh.
what's next? We gotta be 12 feet apart. Is that the new standard? Whatever.
Deputy McIntosh, I guess.
Yes.
I mean, we
Yeah.
probably know everybody. So
Yeah.
Deputy McIntosh, we have a situation. First of all, we're running really low staffed, and it's an emergency situation with the we thought at first it was about all the overdoses we're getting from buzzed.
Yeah.
But now we seem to have somebody in some area has transmitted a disease that is causing our patients to die. I've put in a call to the CDC. They're on their way. Dr. Martin, what was it that you needed the deputy to do?
Deputy, do you know about a guy named John Katz who lives somewhere nearby in the hills?
Oh, cats. He's he makes his own moonshine. Uh, yeah, if I remember in the late 90s, he was did some time for cooking up meth up in the hills.
There's a
No.
chance, I think, that he's gotten into the buzz market because definitely we have two cadavers. We had two cadavers that are three cadavers. Two were known to be injection drug users, and we think he's got some tainted water. Maybe he's got a bad well,
Mm,
and it's well, you know.
yeah.
Let me show you a photograph of Karen Jones's feet when we took her
Hold,
socks off.
hold your
Okay.
stomach. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and I'm gonna just
Oh, he good constitution. I mean, he's probably seen dead, but he rolled really well on his constitution 0-2, so he's able to.
hold it
Oh
in.
God, what in
Yeah.
the?
And it happens really fast because whatever's in this water is, it's unidentified, but it's bad news.
Oh my God,
So if
yeah.
you can maybe you can call a couple of other county fellas in
Hmm.
just to make sure he doesn't run off. And if we can get samples of what he's using, we might be able to, or the feds, if they show up, might be able to figure out what to do about it. Because this shit melts needles.
Oh, what the hell?
Here you mask up and glove up.
Yeah, yeah. I'll I'll get some up there to. I'll bring back up to go talk to John. I mean, I didn't mind him distilling his own liquor. There's nothing wrong with that. But yeah, if he's back in the drug trade and cooking up bad batches. Mm.
Well, we don't know for sure it's him, but
No, we just know that one of our deceased was in contact.
Okay.
right.
Yeah. Oh, dang. And as he kind of turns around to start walking out, you hear a scream from the second floor, male scream, and it's continually going on until it starts getting kind of muffled. It's
I'm
like,
running towards it.
Yeah, I'm running to check it out. Yeah.
okay,
I'm gonna pick up a fire extinguisher.
all right,
One of the all kinds, the 3, 2, 1 or whatever.
yeah,
Oh.
Hmm.
And I will follow at a slower pace.
Okay, and Daniel.
Oh, I'm definitely heading upstairs.
All right. So when you come up the steps, you see stumbling out of the second floor bathroom. You see George, the maintenance man, fall back, but he's got kind of on his face this white pseudopod that seems to be like kind of wrapping it around him, and where it's on his skin, it's starting to sink in, like the skin is just melting away from where it's touching, and you can't hear him screaming anymore because you surmise it's probably when he screamed, it probably got into his mouth.
Oh my God.
And you can give me sanity rolls.
97's not going to do it.
Ooh.
66 is a failure.
All right.
I'm fine.
Old.
If
Oh,
you
this
pass,
old thing.
if you pass this one, if you fail, it's 1d8.
5.
Nice.
It's
Two, my
Marcosi syndrome.
Yeah.
my third two.
Third two. All
Started
right.
with 35, so I'm all right.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Daniel, give me an intelligence roll.
That is a failure.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Your mind kind of protected you there. or you're training. Okay, all right. Yeah. So he kind of falls back, and he back into the wall, the far wall from the bathroom door, and this thing keeps kind of squeezing down on him, and you start seeing like blood start running down his neck from where the wounds are, where the thing's melting his flesh away.
Did Deputy McIntosh come up too?
Yes, he did, and I'll give him a sanity roll.
Yeah.
So basically, it's a question for me whether he starts shooting.
This guy's made of iron, 06. Man.
Don't want him to shoot in the hospital. Grab a fire axe.
I'm gonna try the fire extinguisher on it. Trying to focus on the other growth.
Yeah. So give me a dex. I mean, there's not really a fire extinguisher skill.
Unbelievably, I've got a dex of 80 and I rolled a 94.
Okay. You want to push it?
Yes, I do. I want to step in closer and maybe put a heel against one of his calves to hold him still, because I'm sure he's writhing.
If you fail, you're going to slip and you'll fall into it.
Thankfully, 18 is a hard and near an extreme.
Okay, yeah, you kind of blast it, and the cold from the chemical there, it contracts, and the George's skull collapses underneath it, but it definitely, the creature is not as lively because it's getting essentially very, very cold.
I'm
Not
gonna
as
grab
lively.
I'm going to grab a fire axe and hand it to the deputy.
Okay. You want me to cut his head off?
I want you to kill the thing, whatever it is. It's like a big maggot.
Okay.
George is dead, man.
All right. And he goes up and he swings, and not the best roll, but he still made contact. When he hits it, everyone give me a luck roll.
Oh, 91.
All right.
They rolled a 7.
Nice.
10.
Francesca. All right. So, when people swing stuff and they bring it back, you get that cast off.
Yep. Yeah.
And the 3 that passed, the cast off didn't hit them. The 2 of you, it did. And how bad did you fail?
I got
was
a
6
90
over.
6 over. And
I got a 91 out of 70. So
okay, so
21 over.
Yeah. 76. So Francesca, it hits like your arm, but you had like gear on it. And Doc, what were you doing to protect your face? And
unfortunately, I was watching. Just hit him with this, and I was.
Yeah, so it comes across, and it hits you like just right below the right eye, and it is an intense. I mean, it's essentially digestive acid level strength.
I'm like taking off my shirt. I'm like looking for a shower or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
I try wiping it off.
I'm helping the doctor get to like an eye wash station.
An eye wash station. Yeah.
Yeah. Take a point of damage. Okay. All right. Francesca, yep, you're able to get off your gear before it kind of melted through. Maybe your inner color, it was starting to melt the inner layer that you're wearing, but you're fine. Doctor, when you kind of wash it off, it does wash off and it goes down into the eye wash drain, but you have a exposed, it's your cheekbone, it's kind of exposed to the elements now.
My God, it's eating right through my skin.
Yes,
really
Doc.
hurts.
I'm gonna patch. Let's go into a suite right away, and I'll patch that up.
Alcohol,
Yeah, a bigger suite of stuff than that.
antiseptic. Yeah.
We're gonna put a gentle base in there. We're gonna put, but
Okay.
Daniel, Carl, has this stuff? Have you seen this eat through plastic at all, or just bone? I mean, I feel like if we don't have a glass casket, but we can get the remains into plastic, then maybe we can stop the rot.
Well, did it eat through the body bag?
You did.
Yeah.
I think Francesca's the only one who's seen that. But
Actually,
yeah, I'm just kind of looking at
did it?
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
remains
So yeah, enjoy.
happening.
The deputy looks back and he's like, "Going, it's still moving."
Shit. Hand me that fire extinguisher, Dr. Martin. I'm gonna keep
We need to
blasting it.
evacuate the hospital.
Yeah. Well, I'm trying to kill this thing first, so I'm just gonna keep spraying it with the fire extinguisher.
It slowed it down. Maybe we can get it into a, there are glass carboys somewhere, but I mean, yeah, you're right, doctor. The entire hospital is
We need to
potentially
evacuate,
dangerous.
Mhm.
We have
When
10
did-
patients.
Did George mention why this bathroom was off limits? Did it start here? It can't have started here,
No.
but it got to him here.
Hmm.
But I guess this is down drain from the neonatal unit. Yeah, I think we have a real state of emergency. Let's get Thomas up here. If he sees this, then he'll take us seriously.
Mhm.
We need county of people to evacuate anybody who's viable out of the hospital. And then we need the feds to come and lock this all down before. But
Do you
let me see
think-
your face first, doctor.
Well, docs, don't you think we might need to do a code black and shut down the whole hospital at this point?
Yes, yeah.
Oh yeah, 100%.
We have
And no
10
one can leave. We can't have anybody leave if we're under strict quarantine.
Well, we haven't
We're
seen
gonna have
this
to
in
keep all
any
the
other
patients
of the
here.
other patients. I think now we're dealing with some bug.
We could do the code black and then we can process the older, I mean, Mrs. Efren, who is on the second floor, her hip was
All right.
not bad, and
I'm gonna get on the
Video.
line with
Yeah, well,
hospital administration.
Before you
Yeah.
do that, did anyone get that glass container?
Yeah, I was gonna go see if I could find something to
Okay.
do that with.
Give me a look. Give me a look. With a bonus, because you know the area. So yeah.
Okay.
I'm
15.
All right. Yep. You find a glass container, which is, and you come back, and Carl is, the fire extinguisher starting to sputter because you've been squeezing it for a little bit. How you want to get it into this glass container?
Maybe we can go into the
Axe.
closet and get like a scoop of some kind.
Broom, something.
Yeah,
Broom.
broom
You
or
have-
a shovel.
you have the
or
axe.
Yeah.
Use the side of the axe to push it.
Yeah, we'll get a few implements to try and push it into to the glass container.
there's
Okay.
wide plastic floor scoops for
Mhm.
those wide brooms, and then throw
Mhm.
everything in, because everything that touches we should consider contaminated.
And I got an extreme on my first aid.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I got a big old patch neck on my face.
Right. Yeah. But okay. All right. All right. So you kind of get that, and you start pushing it in there. Now with the fire extinguisher kind of making it lethargic, you're able to get it into the glass container.
Can
Have you
I
noticed
also
any of? Oh, go ahead.
can I also go down to like the cafeteria and get as much ice as possible and drop it on this thing to kind of
Sure.
help keep it
Keep it cold.
lethargic?
Mm-hmm.
There might
Yeah.
be an ice machine on the floor, like for the water
Could
or
be that
whatever.
too.
So sometimes they
Yeah,
have
we'll
them.
say there is. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's-
No, I was asking, did the fire extinguisher have any effect on the acid's effect? Like, is it doing anything to the acid?
no.
Okay. Okay. So it's still burning through everything that we're poking at it. Okay.
Yeah. And you're able to get it in there. You maybe scrape a little bit of George with it, when you
Mhm.
kind of put it.
I think we're getting all of George in there.
Yeah.
Just like grab the trousers that are still intact and toss that out because it's all going to go.
Yeah. Lovely. The deputy said he's like, so I heard you want me to go check out this John guy?
Yeah, call down the rest of the deputies. We're probably gonna need people from the next town over as well. But for right now, we're gonna call code black on County Hospital. But you gotta get out of here before we do that because no one's gonna be able to leave.
George, I mean, I don't think Deputy McIntosh can leave.
No, no
Dr.
one should
Holliday?
leave if they've been exposed
Yeah,
to this
yeah.
agent.
I mean, he swung the axe. He's in it with us now. Sorry, Deputy.
All right, we'll
Okay.
call over to the station. We're gonna need more police presence down here.
Well, yeah, we're thinking when Administrator Thomas comes up,
Yeah, which he did.
which he somewhere in this process, it's like,
Yeah.
well, I think we're talking about National Guard as well as CDC, because this is
Yeah.
anything that gets out is potentially deadly, and if it is this John Katz guy in the hills, he's not going to like come into town for a discussion.
No. Yeah. I'll get on the horn and make the calls. But Dr. Holliday, are you signing off on the code black?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, are there patients that we know are, I mean, I guess everybody's possibly infected. Yeah, code black, we have to we have to go on lockdown.
We can't be sure at this point that it isn't airborne because we know it is liquid.
Yeah.
Hey. All right. So he goes. Administrator Thomas, he goes and he starts making those phone calls for you and all. Okay. So what are you gonna do?
I'm gonna tell Deputy McIntosh where the handles of J&B Scotch are hidden behind the linens on the second floor in the East Wing, because I'm sympathetic with the fact that he's stuck here.
Doc, you need to show him how to sanitize himself. I mean, we still might not be infected, so.
No, we have to, we'll do safety protocol stuff. We want to, if there are patients who are sharing rooms and we have empty rooms, we're just going to separate those. We're going to, whoever is better, Carl or Daniel, at maintaining incinerator protocols, we want to like open up new boxes of PPE and start burning everything we use. Because
I think we ought to burn the whatever the remains are of those bodies too.
We need to leave something for the CDC to look at.
Well, yeah, take a sample, but is it safe to keep these things around?
We have to, and as far as we can tell, it eats through everything except glass. So if we have samples, we need to find glass stoppers. I mean, maybe who knows?
Do I need to let the people down in the ER know that they can't leave? Just like the people in the waiting room?
No in, no out. We can't admit
Yeah.
anyone. They can't
Yeah.
leave.
Okay.
Let's try
Daniel, we're
to.
gonna have to do some crowd control. People are not gonna be happy about this, but we're gonna have to lock the doors and inform everyone that they have to stay here. It might get kind of ugly.
When you say crowd control, Deputy McIntosh kind of like, you know, you're like putting him back in his zone. So he's like, okay, yeah, I've been trained to deal with this, you
Yeah,
know. So
Deputy, hold off on the handle. We're gonna need your help here to keep these people under control.
I'm
okay,
also
yeah.
not entirely sure of how the protocol works because the fact is the disease came from the outside of the building. Both. So quarantining this place just locks it in here, but it's already out there.
Could be,
We just don't want
and
it to spread. We're trying to keep it from spreading. Okay.
Okay. All right. The deputy, he got sanitized, following Dr. Baranowski's kind of like guidance. He's about when he kind of disappears from view, going down the steps down to the first floor to kind of do the crowd control, tell everyone that they're kind of stuck here. You hear from the third floor a crash, and it sounds like it came from the infant room.
There's other babies in there. I'm running. Don't know why we didn't isolate that body.
Okay.
Well, we were in the process. There's only like 5 of us here.
I think there's at least
sorry.
one baby. I think you said there's one baby in there.
There's one baby. Yeah. So so you're running up the steps.
Yeah. I've got a fire extinguisher.
Yeah. So you get up there and you see the baby, the crib that you'd put the recently delivered baby in. It is tipped over. It's broken probably from when it hit the ground, and you see kind of moving like a snail, like pseudopods come out and pull it along. You see another one of these creatures, but this still has maybe like a little bit of a baby foot still kind of attached to it, and it's even got the little blanket on it, maybe with like little blue bears holding balloons, since it was a boy baby. And yeah,
or spray that shit.
I'll pick up the axe and head upstairs after Francesca.
Okay.
Just in case.
Did you want me to roll a dex roll, Keith?
Yeah.
The 23, which I feel like is probably a success.
Yeah,
yep.
It's probably good. Yeah, really bad. Yep. So kind of spray it down. It kind of retreats away from you, but yeah, as you kind of blast it, it behaves like the other one.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And so I assume, Daniel, you kind of
get it, Daniel, get it.
Run up, and I'm like, kind of, I'll go, I'll make a strike against it.
Yeah. Yep. You hit it. Do you have anything to put it in, or are you just gonna hit it?
I'm at the moment, I'm just gonna hit it.
Okay. Yep.
I'll have to find something.
Yeah, you hit it. No problem. Is it the same one you were using downstairs? Same kind of like a scoop or whatever?
Yeah.
This time, because it's been exposed to it a few times, you start seeing like the end of it, because it's starting to kind of bubble and break off as it's starting to get broken down.
Hey, yeah, I'll just do the best I can.
Okay. If you keep hitting it, eventually your scoop will dissolve completely.
Okay, I'll just find something else, or the axe, or
if
something.
It looks like he's got it, I'm gonna run for a glass container.
Okay, all right, yeah, there you go. Yeah. Right, so you run and go get a glass container.
Actually, if I can grab the bassinet of the baby that's fine and roll it out with me, I'm going to do
Okay.
that.
Yeah, yeah, that's no problem. You roll the baby out. Even I wasn't cool enough to kill another baby. So
Even Keith has his limits.
yeah. So you roll the other infant out of there and look around. You find a glass container of some kind.
Yeah, I'll bring it in, try to help Daniel get it scooped up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. Get it all scooped up there. Good.
Does it look like something like a maggot or
No, it almost looks like it's like a large, slimy pus thing as it stretches, but it's got a little bit more consistency than like because it seems like it has like a structure on the outside, but then it'll stretch and like little strands will break off where it stretches and then it merges back together.
like a big old cell?
Yeah.
Like the
Yeah.
blob.
Yeah. Kind of like the blob.
The blob had no external structure. This reminds me of some things that I looked at under a microscope.
Like a
Primitive
macrophage or
things
something.
that are.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Did we get did Mother Jones leave the hospital, or was she still doing paperwork when we locked the place down?
She was probably still doing paperwork.
Yeah, I'll get her a paper cup of cheap scotch just to keep her quiet.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna do. I assume. Are we gonna? Again, it's up to you, Chief. I feel like we should move all the patients we don't believe to be infected into a single ward that we can maybe put somebody in charge of and have eyes on.
I thought we were going to separate them all into their own rooms.
Well, that was my first impulse, but now we have so little observational capacity.
Yeah. But I think that if we put them all together in one ward, if one of them got infected, they could then all get infected.
Fair enough. So we want to
we
send.
don't-
Should I take a round and just go and look at each of the individual surviving 9 adult patients in sequence?
Yeah, we could be infected too.
We certainly could be, although we've been covered. I mean, you got spattered. I think Nurse Gaylor got spattered.
I
Yes?
suspect one of those creatures is in the morgue. The body.
Right.
We need to take care of that.
Possibly 2. So we should, and I'm sure there is a case of fire extinguishers. So maybe we should then send both orderlies down to get a brace of fire extinguishers. And then we go in, we prepare, right? We know that plastic and metal aren't safe. We have glass carboys we can pour things into through funnels we can dispose of.
Let's try a couple of quick experiments. Martin, quite honestly, I don't know that we're going to survive this, but throw some salt on it. I mean, it'll kind of like slugs. If we can find something that they will physically react to in a negative manner.
Well, that's, I'm relieved that they retreat from the fire extinguisher or it slows them down. We have one thing, but sure, we can try. I suggest, however, doctor, that you take a small sample and do experiments on that rather than experimenting on the things that are the size that could subsume George's skull. And we have the sewer system to be concerned about, do we not?
Well, they might already be in that. Nurse Gaylor said that in the morgue it had opened up the morgue shelf and was all over the floor. So
Yeah, I'm sure there's a floor drain down there. So
Oh yeah.
Which is a good reason, doctor, to attempt to find something that neutralizes it that we could then dump into the drain after it.
Carl
the
also said
experiment.
that. Yeah, Carl said he heard stuff in the pipes.
Yeah, they were rattling around.
If we have a carboy with one of those things in it,
That's 5 gallons. We just need a petri dish.
I was just going to. I'm not going to try to get a sample. I'm just going to take a little thing of salt from the table in the the commissary, open it up, dump it in there, and see what happens to the thing. Does it act like a snail that's covered in salt?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to hang over it looking like this either. I've already learned that.
Okay.
We do it like Mentos and then run back.
All right. Yeah. Yeah. You can find salt. Obviously, no problem.
Okay. So I'm gonna quickly dump it into the carboy.
Okay.
With the thing, slap the lid back on. I don't know how they're structured.
Yeah. I don't either. But okay. When you dump the salt in there, now you have salted
and nothing happens.
pus. As you kind of look at it, it looks like one of the pseudopods kind of split off and started crawling up the side of the glass container, and then another pseudopod kind of whipped out, grabbed it, and pulled it back into it and reabsorbed it back.
On every scale, this thing's to hate itself. The toes were fighting with the toes, the blood cells were fighting the blood cells. I just want it. I mean, why can't we arm one side so that they kill each other?
I think it's consuming everything that it can consume, including itself.
Right, it's a cannibalistic alkahest.
And it's grown. I mean, it's gotten so big in just a matter of hours. Jesus Christ. And the compulsion to get the fuck out of the hospital is very strong.
Mm.
I hope there are helicopters around at this point.
Probably not helicopters. There are, you do see some police cars outside.
Dr. Holliday, since you were able to reach someone at the CDC, could you call them back and say, we have this definitive thing in their book?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that would actually spur them into action.
Yeah. I'll type them all the information and everything that's going on. I'll send them photographs. I'll send them.
Right.
Those photographs might backfire, because if I looked at that photograph of that thing, I would say, all right, you're pulling a hoax on us, right?
Yeah.
You know how much it costs for us to fly out there, but I'll show them. I'll take photographs of the horrific burns on my face.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Which I hope aren't slowly turning black.
How are you feeling, Doctor?
How am I feeling?
So you do remove the bandage?
Yeah.
Let's have a look.
Yeah. Is that some of those veins, are they a little softer than they were before?
Oh, and it's turning colored.
Yeah.
I think I am infected.
Yeah, is that a little leak right there? Yeah.
90. I did not pass that time.
Okay. Yeah, let's just be mean. You've seen what it can do. You know it's in you. You can do a 1d10.
Okay. Looking for the 10 dice. 8.
Oof. Yeah.
And I got a 4 on my intelligence.
Yeah. So everything in you is like, I've got to cut this out.
Yeah. I try to follow procedures. I sterilize, I get alcohol, I get out the
Chief Holiday? Chief Holiday, you're looking a little upset.
Yeah, I think that I'm going to
See that
need.
you can,
But let someone
Chief-
help you.
Chief Holiday, put the blade down. We can clean it up. Chief Holiday.
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, you see like the scalpel kind of goes in there, it starts cutting it out, and yeah, it goes in very easily. The cheekbone, when you touch it with your finger there, Holiday, the cheekbone just kind of collapses, and the eyeball kind of flops down because it doesn't have the
Oh.
orbital socket to hold it anymore. And
I'm gonna roll sanity on that.
yeah,
Yeah,
That's
same.
really heavy shit. I passed
Pass
that,
that.
but
yeah, just one. If you fail, it's not your eye, so only one d8 now. But as you're starting to realize, oh, we are in trouble.
So that is a 1. Wow, I keep failing, but
Yeah.
I guess I fail all the time because my
Yeah,
sanity is very
yeah,
high.
you do, and that's 7 you've lost.
That's 7 out of 35.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right. Yeah. So what you're thinking, Dr. Brownowski, is that Chief Holiday, he's not savable, and like
If
the
I could just get ahead of the infection.
No, stop.
Remove-
oh my God, that's awesome. But hey, sacrifice him for the greater good. It's
I'm gonna as Chief
Oh.
Holiday goes back there for a second thought, I'm just gonna assist him into the artery
okay. Yeah.
just to 'cause he's a lost cause. Gaylor, George, can we get another glass container? We've lost
Yeah.
Chief Holiday.
And George, give me a power roll with that you've lost a fifth of your sanity also.
Let's see. That is failure.
That is a failure. All right. So what you lovely. What you have is like you've kind of maybe had like someone in your past that was died of a really painful disease, and I just don't want to do this. If I just go stick my head into that glass container, it'll be over quick.
Yeah.
With that
yeah.
bell of a pow.
That's the best thing to do at this point. And yeah, I'm gonna go over and stick my head in.
And as you lean down, you swear that the thing, it almost has like this eye that looks at you, and then the eye splits open into a maw.
no.
Dr. Brown-Netkowski, you helped Dr. Holiday with his artery there, right?
Mhm.
Making sure it could get opened up. And
We need fresh PPE for us all.
Mhm.
I think Dr. Holiday's procedure is incomplete. Oh
You
my
killed
God, what
him.
happened to George?
You killed him.
yeah.
Why did you kill him?
He Miss Gaylor, he was already dead. He recognized he was already dead. He was going to mutilate himself further. There's no reason for any of us to suffer any longer than necessary.
You're insane.
I'm insane. You think you're leaving here? You think I hurt him? I'm in shock. I'll give you that.
And Daniel,
Yeah.
you kind of look over and you see George's body, the bottom half of it still sticking out, but that thing's crawling up it, and it's coming back out of the glass container now.
I will just yell out something and indistinguishable, and then I'll just try to take a swing at it with my axe if I can.
Okay, yeah, give me a fighting brawl, and it's be reaching sentience now. So
78 is not going to do it.
Oh, 15 will.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. So let me look at this creature's damage. Okay, so it comes across and hits you, and he does a 3d6.
Ooh.
5, 6. It's only 7. That first roll was really good.
Okay. That's over half my hit points.
Yeah, give me a Constitution roll.
Okay. Okay, that is a regular pass.
Okay, you stay conscious so you can fully feel the pain as it's wrapping around you, and you feel yourself starting to dissolve. So instead of passing out, you get the pleasure of realizing you are dying.
Nurse Gaylor.
I'm running. I am running away from this scene.
Okay.
And I'm I fleck off Dr. Holliday's blood. I'm sad that Nurse Gaylor is running. I think that we have to consume the institution with fire, purifying flame. There are tanks of liquid oxygen. So if I take a fire source and an axe, I might be able to manage that. There were no lessons on how to make one of those tanks explode.
That's
for
true.
Obvious reasons.
It's true. All right. So you go to that, and we'll come to Nurse Gaylor. As you're running, I assume you're running for the door to get out.
I have enough presence. I know the sheriff is trying to corral people in the emergency room. I'm running for a back door, fire door, whatever. Just I'm running.
Okay, yeah. You go running, you hit that door, and the alarms go off because you open the fire exit, and you are just you're like Forrest Gump. I'll stop running a couple years from now. And we'll close it out with Dr. Martin. It'd almost be a mechanical thing, but what do you think you should roll to see if you'd be successful?
Well, I know that the tanks of liquid oxygen and the incinerator aren't that far apart from each other.
That is true.
So if I can just pull the right tube out of one and stick it in the other, I can make a giant fireball.
Like a chemistry or something? Do you have chemistry?
I mean, all doctors have to have some. I'm gonna say natural world is the closest thing I have in terms of the practical knowledge.
Sure. Why should I give me a roll? We won't believe. Yeah, give me an
18 under
18.
50.
Yeah. So, Nurse Gaylor, as you are running away, you feel this shockwave as the hospital blows.
I feel like that necessitates another sanity roll.
Yeah, because there were still people inside.
Yeah, that's a failure.
Okay, all right. Well,
and little bits of the organism come falling all around you and start crawling away.
Yeah.
I wasn't that far from insanity myself, so I probably tip over at that point.
Yeah. And so we'll close out. You just kind of you're just kind of beating on the pavement, just screaming and crying that something like that could exist in this world.
Fair enough.
All right.
So this is why I record these and then I edit them later so that I can put out warning. Gross.
Yeah.
So what was it, Keith?
It was David was really, when they were talking about, he's tapped a well. So the Abhoth who's down in Nakai, the guy Katz had drilled a well, and he had pulled up part of Abhoth, and he baked it into there, and so when people injected it in it, they
Is
start.
that the lake of all uncleanliness?
Yeah, the source of all
Constantly
uncleanliness,
spawns other things. Yeah,
and it's
yeah.
constantly pulling the other things back into
And
it,
eating it.
and
Yeah.
yeah,
Excellent. It was really good. It was gross.
Yeah.
but
It was really gross. Our players included Julian Arba, Holly Buteau, Troy Wheeldryer, David Gasaway, and myself, with Keith Craig as the keeper of Arcane Lore. We have a Discord server where you can chat with other members, you can set up private games, and you can learn the finer arts of gameplay and game mastering. We provide audio-only versions of our shows free for you to download from Spotify, Podbean, or iTunes. Support for the show is provided by our patrons. If you would like to be listed amongst them, you can join our Patreon page listed in the description, or you can use Super Thanks by hitting the button just below the screen. Like, share, and subscribe to our channel, and punch the bell icon for updates on our latest shows. And leave us some comments. We enjoy reading them and answer any questions you might have. This is Thom Raley, together with all the members of our gaming club, inviting you to journey with us once again into the darkness for another adventure into the universe of H.P. Lovecraft, the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. Until next time, good luck and good gaming.